What are some biblical principles we should be thinking about as we communicate with our husbands?
Well, I think that is chapter 16. And I like to have a list of biblical principles that you can learn and use the scripture that is behind them. I also love to do charts. If you've
Yes, I
ever
see that.
read any of my books, I'll do, okay, this is how you think wrongly and this is how to think rightly. But one of the principles that I wrote in The Excellent Wife, a wife's wrong words begin with wrong thoughts and wrong motives. And Jesus said in Matthew 15, for out of the heart, that's what you're thinking, come evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornications, thefts, false witness, slanders. These are things which defile the man, but to eat with unwashed hands does not defile the man. He was talking about the Pharisees had this hand washing routine that they said made you clean, outwardly clean before God. And Jesus said, no, that's not what makes you clean before God. And we really are it's not just the words we say, but it's our tone of voice that is so critical. And the Bible or the world calls it nonverbal gestures, but the Bible calls it your countenance. So when we communicate, even if we're not agreeing with our husband, it should be a soft tone of voice and be clear and just be kind and how you were responding to him. I was not a soft-spoken, kind, natural person as an unbeliever. And after I got saved and our kids grew up and we started having grandchildren, well, if one of my grandchildren skins their knee, I get tears in my eyes. And Anna and David will just stand back and look and say, Mom, because when they were little, I was a pediatric intensive care nurse. And so if their heart was beating and they were breathing, they're fine, you're fine, stop crying. I would clean up their skinned knee and put a Band-Aid on it. But anyway, God can give, if you're hard-hearted like I was, God can give you a soft heart. And if the husband is an unbeliever, we win them. In 1 Peter, it says with your chaste and pure behavior and win them without a word. Meaning you don't try to use scripture, you don't try to confront them with the gospel. Just be kind. And it's very common for unsaved husbands to ask questions. Well, what does the Bible say about blah, blah, blah? Well, if they do, if you don't know, say, I don't know, but I'm going to find out, and answer their question. And I know one wife that her husband, actually, he was coming under conviction. He came in tears to her and said, will you tell me how I can become a Christian? And so she did. Wow. Be ready always to give an account of the hope that is in you. So we are to speak truth, but do it in love. And love is kind, patient, and not provoked. And just memorize all that in 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7. And that's the second greatest command in the whole Bible, is to love others. And that includes your husband.